Hogwarts Legacy 2 might end up being Avalanche Software's best game yet, and honestly, the hype is starting to feel real, because it looks like they're planning to make this sequel bigger, deeper, and way more exciting than the first one. The first game was already a huge success, and it proved something important. People don't just want a Harry Potter game. They want to live in that world. They want to explore Hogwarts, learn spells, fight dark wizards, fly on broomsticks, and just get lost in the wizarding world like it's a second home. And now, with Hogwarts Legacy 2, Avalanche has a chance to take everything that worked in the first game and level it up in every way. So today, we're breaking down the biggest new features that might be coming, what we know about multiplayer, the story direction, how the open world could expand, and when the game could realistically release. Let's get into it. One of the biggest things fans have been asking for since day one is multiplayer. And now, we might finally be getting it. According to a new report spotted by GameRant, the idea that Hogwarts Legacy 2 could include online multiplayer comes from a job listing for a senior software engineer at Avalanche Software. The job listing says they're welcoming someone to the team behind the blockbuster open world action RPG Hogwarts Legacy. But here's the really interesting part. The job description also mentions working on online multiplayer RPG. Now obviously, this doesn't 100% confirm multiplayer is in Hogwarts Legacy 2, but come on, it's not hard to connect the dots. If Avalanche is hiring for an online multiplayer RPG and they're specifically talking about the Hogwarts Legacy team, that's a pretty strong sign that they're at least experimenting with multiplayer features. And if multiplayer is actually real, that would be absolutely insane. Just imagine it. You and your friends loading into Hogwarts together, walking through the castle as a group, attending classes side by side, learning spells together, exploring hidden rooms, fighting enemies as a team, flying across the map on broomsticks, pulling up to Hogsmeade like it's your hangout spot. That would be next level. Because in the first game, Hogwarts already felt alive, but it still felt like your private adventure. Multiplayer would make the world feel like a real place where players are actually living their own stories at the same time. And there are so many ways they could do it. They could add co-op missions where you and your friends take on special quests together. They could add dueling clubs where you fight other players. They could even add a student life mode where you're just chilling at Hogwarts, attending classes, upgrading your gear, and exploring the castle. Even something simple like 2 to 4 player co-op would be enough to make Hogwarts Legacy 2 feel like a completely new experience. But of course, there's also a risk, because multiplayer has to be done right. If they focus too hard on multiplayer and it ruins the single player experience, that would be a problem. Hogwarts Legacy worked because it was immersive, and it felt like you were the main character in your own wizard story. So, hopefully if multiplayer happens, it's optional, like a feature you can turn on when you want, but the single player experience is still the main focus. That's the perfect balance. Now let's talk about the story, because this is where things get really interesting. It's already been confirmed by Warner Bros. That Hogwarts Legacy 2 will connect more closely to the Harry Potter series. And honestly, I have mixed feelings about that, because the first Hogwarts Legacy was special for one big reason: you weren't playing as Harry Potter. You weren't playing as a character from the movies. You were playing as yourself, your own character, your own choices, your own journey through Hogwarts. That's what made it feel fresh. It wasn't just fan service. It was a new story inside a world we already love. So if Hogwarts Legacy 2 tries too hard to tie into the Harry Potter storyline, it could be risky. Because if they start forcing famous characters into the game too much, it might take away from what made the first game unique. Like, don't get me wrong, seeing characters we recognize would be cool. But I don't want the game to turn into Harry Potter, the game where your character feels like they don't matter anymore. Hogwarts Legacy should always be about you being the student, you being the hero, you shaping the story. That's the whole point. So I'm hoping the connection to Harry Potter is more subtle. Maybe it's the same timeline. Maybe it's the early days of certain wizard families. Maybe it hints at the rise of future dark wizards. Maybe we see locations and events that later connect to the movies. That would be perfect, because that gives fans something to get excited about without ruining the original identity of the series. Now, another major upgrade that could make Hogwarts Legacy 2 truly incredible is the open world. And in my opinion, this might be the best part of what Avalanche is trying to do. The first game already gave us a decent open world. We had Hogwarts Hogsmeade and the surrounding areas, but let's be honest, it still felt like there was so much more that could be added. With a sequel, Avalanche could go all out. Imagine if they expand the map massively and let you explore more of the wizarding world outside Hogwarts. Maybe we get bigger towns, more secret villages, more magical forests, more dangerous areas with rare creatures and powerful enemies. And if they really want to make the game legendary, they could add new locations fans have always wanted to explore. Like Diagon Alley, that alone would be crazy. Shopping for new wands, getting rare potions, buying outfits, exploring magical stores, and discovering hidden quests in the city, or even the Ministry of Magic. Now that would be insane. And even if they don't add those exact locations, just expanding the world with more detail, more life, and more secrets would already be a huge win. because the best moments in Hogwarts Legacy were the moments where you weren't doing missions. You were just exploring, finding hidden rooms, solving puzzles, flying around and discovering random stuff. That's what made the game feel magical. So if Hogwarts Legacy 2 gives us a bigger, more interactive open world with more to do, more random events, more secrets, and more immersion, it could easily be one of the best open world RPGs out there. Another thing I really want to see improved is the RPG side of the game. The first game had good combat and cool spells, but it could still be deeper. In Hogwarts Legacy 2, they could improve spell combos and combat variety, enemy AI and boss fights, a better skill tree with more meaningful choices, more unique gear and customization, better house differences that actually matter, because right now, choosing your house is cool, but it doesn't change the game that much. Imagine if your house actually affected the story, missions, companions, and even how certain characters treat you. That would add so much replay value. Also, I want more school life elements, like actual schedules, more classes, more student interactions, and more reasons to stay inside Hogwarts instead of always running outside. If they combine strong RPG systems with immersive Hogwarts student life, this game could be on another level. Now let's talk about the release window. Right now, development is still happening at Avalanche Software, and there's no official release date yet. But realistically, based on how long big open world RPGs take to make, the release window is probably late 2027 or early 2028. That might sound far away, but if they're building a bigger world, adding multiplayer, improving the story, and upgrading gameplay systems, then yeah, it's going to take time. And honestly, I'd rather wait longer and get a polished, complete game than get a rushed sequel that feels unfinished. Because Hogwarts Legacy 2 has the potential to be something special. It could be the game that finally makes you feel like you're truly living in the wizarding world. So overall, Hogwarts Legacy 2 is shaping up to be massive. If multiplayer happens, that alone could change everything. If the open world expands the way we're hoping, it could be legendary. And if the story stays focused on your character while still connecting to the Harry Potter universe in a smart way, then Avalanche could create something unforgettable. This could easily become one of the biggest games of its year. But now I want to know what you think. Do you want multiplayer in Hogwarts Legacy 2? Do you want the story to connect to Harry Potter, or should it stay completely original? And what's the #1 feature you want to see in the sequel? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.